When Elon Musk, arguably the face of the global EV revolution, hears about an electric car that never needs charging, he pauses. But when he learns it was built in Africa, he's stunned. This isn't a prototype from Tesla's lab or a secret project from Silicon Valley. It's a bold, homegrown innovation disrupting everything we thought we knew about electric mobility. And it may just change the world. Welcome to a story of technology, resilience, and a quiet African revolution that even Elon couldn't ignore. Elon Musk shocked by Africa's self-charging electric car. In a modest workshop nestled in the heart of Africa, something extraordinary is happening. A team of engineers, without billion-dollar budgets or tech giants backing them, have developed an electric vehicle that doesn't rely on plugs, power stations, or solar panels. Instead, it recharges itself as it moves, defying one of the greatest limitations of modern EVs, range anxiety. The secret? A hybrid system combining regenerative motion technology, kinetic energy conversion, and a custom-built energy recycling loop never before tested at this scale. Meet Maxwell Innovations, a startup based in Ghana. They began with a dream to build an electric car suitable for African roads, rugged, independent, and affordable. But in solving the problem of unreliable charging infrastructure across rural Africa, they accidentally unlocked a global puzzle. How do you build an EV that powers itself? Their prototype, the Maxi 1, uses smart sensors, onboard capacitors, and energy feedback loops to constantly regenerate power, especially during braking and coasting. It's not science fiction. It's happening now. Word of the self-charging EV reached international media in weeks. But when a Tesla engineer shared a clip of the Maxi 1 on X, formerly Twitter, Elon Musk took notice. His reply? Just 2 words. This is impressive. Insiders say Musk has privately requested more technical specs, and some even speculate Tesla may reach out to collaborate or license the regenerative system. While that remains unconfirmed, what's certain is this. Elon is watching. If this African technology scales, it could dramatically lower the cost of EV ownership worldwide. Imagine, no more dependency on expensive lithium charging stations, no massive upgrades to city grids, and in regions with little infrastructure, like parts of Africa, South Asia, and Latin America, it could leapfrog development entirely. Maxwell Innovations is now seeking global partners for mass production. They're refining their onboard software, testing real-world performance, and preparing for international safety certifications. The world is watching. Investors are circling. And Elon Musk? He's paying attention, for good reason. In a world racing toward electrification, one African startup may have just sprinted past the giants. And the message is clear. Innovation has no borders. For decades, Africa has been treated as a consumer of technology, rarely the creator. But this innovation turns that assumption on its head. Countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and Rwanda are now positioning themselves not just as emerging markets, but as innovation hubs where constraints spark creativity. The Maxi 1 isn't a fluke. It's part of a larger trend where African engineers are solving global problems using local knowledge, problems even Silicon Valley has struggled with. As Maxwell Innovations opens discussions with Pan-African investors, they're setting up plans for decentralized microfactories, low-cost modular facilities that can build EVs locally, create jobs, and drive industrial independence. For Elon Musk and Tesla, this raises an important question. Compete or collaborate? While Tesla's gigafactories are technological marvels, they also depend on global supply chains, heavy energy demands, and complex logistics. The African approach is leaner, smarter, and in many ways, more scalable for emerging economies. Industry insiders whisper that Tesla's R&D team is already dissecting the principles behind Maxwell's design. Could this be the beginning of a new alliance or a race to patent faster? There's still one thing Maxwell hasn't fully revealed, the core algorithm managing the car's energy loop. Some speculate it's an AI-driven system that dynamically reallocates energy in real time, learning from road conditions, driver behavior, and mechanical stress points. Others say it's a blend of ultracapacitors and magnetic recovery, something Tesla briefly explored years ago, but shelved due to complexity. Whatever the secret is, Maxwell's keeping it close for now. One engineer simply called it the loop that never sleeps. Already, India's Mahindra, China's BYD, and even South Korea's Kia have expressed interest in self-sustaining EV platforms. Startups across the global south are reevaluating their designs, and international green tech investors are redirecting attention from Europe to Africa. This is more than an African EV story. It's proof that the next great disruption might not come from the top tech labs, but from the unlikeliest of garages with the boldest of dreams. But no breakthrough comes without resistance. Behind the scenes, powerful industry players are beginning to sweat. Charging station companies, lithium battery giants, and oil-linked EV investors now see a threat rising from the most unexpected corner of the globe. Sources say lobbying groups in Europe have already begun questioning the regulatory framework around non-standard EVs. Some even argue that Maxwell's technology could pose infrastructure instability if adopted too quickly, a veiled concern, or perhaps fear disguised as caution. As Maxwell prepares for international trials, they know the pressure will only grow. So what makes the Max E1 truly revolutionary under the hood? It's not just regenerative braking. That's been around. Maxwell's innovation lies in what they call dynamic looping architecture. This system blends onboard microturbine generators, electromagnetic flywheels, and a neural AI module that constantly recalibrates the vehicle's energy use based on driving behavior and terrain. The more efficiently you drive, the more energy you gain. It learns. It adapts. It evolves. It's not a battery, it's a brain. Maxwell Innovations has now teased the next phase, the Max E2. It's said to be sleeker, faster, and fully autonomous ready. They've also hinted at plans to license their core platform to other African automakers under an open-source initiative called Power Free Africa. The idea? Democratize EV tech for developing nations and leapfrog straight into sustainable mobility without waiting for Western infrastructure to catch up. As one Maxwell engineer boldly put it, why wait to be saved when we can build the future ourselves? And now, a new player enters the arena. Word has it that a well-known African tech billionaire, rumored to be Mo Ibrahim or even Dangote, has offered to fund full-scale production with a $100 million investment. Meanwhile, a quiet meeting in Dubai between Maxwell reps and Saudi clean energy firms raises eyebrows. Could the Middle East back Africa's tech renaissance to challenge the West's EV monopoly? Suddenly, a self-charging car has become a geopolitical chess piece. Back at Tesla, Elon Musk remains publicly silent after his brief online reaction, but insiders say something big is brewing. Tesla's AI team is reportedly studying Maxwell's loop system in a closed R&D sprint nicknamed Project Infinity. If Elon sees value in partnership, it could mean a strategic alliance that fuses African ingenuity with Tesla's muscle. If not, we could be heading for one of the greatest innovation rivalries of the decade. So, the real question isn't whether this African EV works. It does. It's not even whether it will be adopted. It's already being tested in 3 countries. The question is, can the world accept that the future of electric transport might not be made in Germany, Japan, or the U.S., but right here in Africa, in Europe, and the United States? The shock is finally setting in. While global car giants like Volkswagen, GM, and Toyota have spent billions chasing marginal EV range improvements, a team in Ghana may have solved the problem with a fraction of the budget. Industry panels and think tanks are now rushing to understand what they missed. At a recent EV summit in Berlin, one expert bluntly said, "We were so busy building faster chargers, we never imagined we might not need chargers at all." If Maxwell's model becomes a norm, it won't just disrupt EV manufacturers. It could dismantle the business model of the global charging industry, which is projected to be worth over $140 billion by 2030. Charging station startups, battery pack suppliers, even city infrastructure planners, all of them are now facing a radical possibility: irrelevance. Back in Africa, something even more powerful is happening. The self-charging EV isn't just a product. It's a movement. From Lagos to Nairobi, youth-led tech collectives are building low-cost EV prototypes using Maxwell's concepts. Street races now include whisper-quiet electric drag cars powered by their own momentum. Social media is ablaze with pride. The hashtag Built in Africa trends globally, featuring creators welding, coding, and testing electric dreams on dusty backroads and crowded city streets. For the first time, millions of young Africans don't just see cars. They see themselves as inventors. And with innovation comes leverage. African nations are beginning to use this breakthrough to renegotiate their place in global trade rather than exporting raw materials. They're now talking about exporting patents, licensing tech, and leading green transitions on their own terms. In an unexpected twist, African ministers are calling on Tesla, BYD, and Ford to license energy loop systems locally or risk being outpaced. It's a bold reversal of power. Tech diplomacy at its sharpest. Then, another shockwave hits. Maxwell releases a teaser video. A sleek, next-gen electric SUV glides through Savannah. It's called a Max E2 Orion, and it boasts something no vehicle on Earth has: perpetual range. No ports, no cables, just a car that powers itself endlessly. The final frame? A silhouette of a man watching the video from his desk. The outline is unmistakable. Elon Musk. Africa has already changed the EV game. The question now is, can anyone else keep up? As the world watches in awe, the Max E2 Orion officially launches in Accra. Crowds line the streets. Journalists from CNN, Al Jazeera, and TechCrunch descend on the event. The vehicle rolls silently onto the stage, its digital dash glowing one word: infinity. The crowd erupts, not because it's just a car, but because it represents a future no one saw coming. From the deserts of Namibia to the hills of Ethiopia, from Lagos traffic jams to Cape Town's coastlines, a quiet revolution has begun, carried not on the backs of billionaires, but on the boldness of builders, thinkers, and dreamers who dare to ask one question: what if we never had to charge again? Now the answer rolls on four wheels. Silent, powerful, infinite,